I think I'm now live. All right, we have one person. So again, as usual, as you join, just copy the link and share on your WhatsApp status quickly. So just as you join, just copy the link and share on your WhatsApp status. 15 already, great. As you join, just copy the link and share on your WhatsApp status. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So Vic is asking me that how was my day? My day was great. My day was not great. Okay, well, it was great technically, but it was stressful. A lot happened today, and yeah. But thank you for asking. As you join, just copy the link and share on your WhatsApp status. Mm. So I'm personally having some kind of technical issues with getting my slide, and but hopefully, if I'm able to get that before, yes, if I'm able to get that before, maybe very soon, then I would share it. But this night, especially for this early part, I might not be using slides. I'm still trying to see. Oh, come on. What's happening? Hmm. All right, I think we should just get started. If I'm able to get the slide to share, then I would share it. If I am unable to, then I might just have to like work without slides tonight. We are just 66. You guys should share the link. Just copy the link and share the link on your WhatsApp status. Let me see if I can. I think a lot of people. Nah, the slides. All right. So tonight I decided I've started already. We've started already. Um, though while I've started, I'll still be trying to see if I can share the slide. Right. So over the past 3 days, or today is day 4 already. So over the last 3 days, we've been discussing about financial skill and value empowerment. And gradually we moved from financial to skill, financial to value to skill, right? And I taught you guys already that financial empowerment is the ability to not just make money, but to do that consistently, predictably, and sustainably. And my goal over the past 3 days has been to help you understand what that means and to also help you see exactly how you can be that kind of person, how you can be that kind of person that would be able to consistently, sustainably, and predictably make money. And we've discussed a lot of things. We've discussed around the concept of value, and I've told you guys that money flows in the direction of value. So money is not equals to value, and I explained that very well yesterday. That even though money flows in the direction of value, it doesn't automatically mean that if you have value, automatically you are entitled to your own share of the money that exists in this world. It doesn't work like that. I explained already that um, value is like a tool that you need to have to make money. But just because you have value does not mean that you will make money. You cannot earn money because you cannot be financially empowered. Let me put it that way. You cannot be financially empowered. And when I say that, you already understand what I mean. It means that you cannot make money consistently, sustainably, and predictably without value. But you can have value and still be broke. And I explained yesterday that the value within the context of FSVE is skills, because they are like two different expressions of value, major expressions of value, which is um or there are two ways, right? There are two routes to financial empowerment. That was how I put it. And one was just sliding, and one was business, right? Having a physical business, and the other was digital skills, was skills. And we eventually dealt with skills, said there are two different type of skills, and there are hard skills and soft skills and blah blah blah. And we continued from there, and we eventually got to the part where I said that brands want to make money in the digital space, and that is why they need people that are equipped with digital skills. And digital skill is that tool that you use to take a share, a cut out of that money that is domiciled in the online space. And I eventually got to, okay, what you should consider in choosing a digital skill. And that was where we stopped. Yesterday was a very long night, and I'm hoping that today we would not take so long. I'm hoping that will not take so long today, and that's why I'm trying to see if this slide, if I'll be able to share this slide. But since I will not be able to share it because I'm having issues sharing it, right? Is designed already. I have it already, but yeah. So again, record that we started from being, right? Financial empowerment starts from who you are. Financial empowerment starts primarily from who you are, not what you do. And yesterday, I told you already that who you are, when we talk about who you are, when we talk about your being, like being, it's first being before doing. When we talk about being, we are talking about five things fundamentally. Five things fundamentally. One is your mindset, two, your experiences, three, your beliefs, four, your values, five, your principles, the principles that are guiding your life. These are the five things that fundamentally make up the being of any man. So when you look at Dangote, for example, now, the reason why you will say that Dangote is financially empowered is not just that he has millions. I think I don't know if it was Dangote or if it was, I just know this was like a very rich person. And I think the person was saying that if you collect all the money he has now, if you remove or if you take away all the money he has now, he will still be able to rebuild back up, right? Some will say that if you take away all the money they have and you give them maybe like 100,000 naira or a specific amount, usually a little amount, they will still be able to build back up. What they are trying to tell you, in essence, is that their greatest asset, please pay attention, that their greatest asset is not in the billions of dollars that they have. Their greatest asset is in who they are. And one of the makeup of who they are is their mindset and their experiences. So long as, even if you take away all they have, so long as they have those experiences, so from those experiences they've learned, they have the lessons, right? So long as they have the experiences, so long as they have that mindset, so long as they still live by those principles, they still have those beliefs, they still have those values, one thing is sure, just give them time, they would be able to replicate that result again. And that is why, if you've been following me personally online over the past couple of years, one thing I say a lot is that, um if I can build me, yes, I say this a lot, and that is that if I can build me, I can build anything, right? If I can build me, I can build anything. That is just to help you understand and remind you about where we started from, because it is very important. Now, I want us to take a break. I want us to like slow things down a bit, because tomorrow you are going to, the next 2 days, I won't be the one here, right? I won't be the one to take you for the next 2 days, tomorrow and next tomorrow. We have great superwomen that will be taking tomorrow and next tomorrow, consecutively, right? We have Blossom tomorrow to touch on LinkedIn and also our next LinkedIn for global opportunities. And tonight, I just want to prepare your mind, right? I want to prepare your mind for what is coming, and to also touch on something very important that you need to know, especially on this your journey of financial empowerment. Ah, God, I genuinely wish I'm able to, God, I genuinely wish I'm able to share my slide. I genuinely wish I'm able to share my slide, because it will really help me. I have some screenshots that I want to share with you, that I want you to see. Very important screenshots, and because it will do something to your mind. God, help us, help us, help us, help us, help us. Okay, while I'm still trying to like figure that out, let's continue. All right, now, based on everything I've shared so far, right, based on the fact that, okay, I've taught you that it starts with who you are, it starts with your skill, and then I taught you how you can choose your skill. So ideally now, assuming that time is not a constraint, I would have asked you that, okay, based on what we've taught so far now, what skill are you considering based on these teachings that you've had so far? Because again, it is knowledge used that transforms. So if you have just been attending, taking notes, and you've not been really absorbing and trying to even engage what you have been hearing, then you've not really been learning, right? But then understand that it's one thing to start doing, it is another thing to keep doing, because it is going to be tough initially. And I want us to calm down and discuss this, because a part of me feel like there are many of you that join this event, that join this project generally with the wrong expectation, right? And there are some of you that probably think that, okay, I am going to give you an hack that will make you suddenly start earning thousands of dollars every month from this month or from next month. But sadly, by now you should have already been disappointed. But in case you are not disappointed, I'm happy to disappoint you, because I do not know a shortcut. The only shortcut I know is the shortcut of value. And it is not a shortcut, because eventually, even though yesterday, remember, rewind a bit, remember that yesterday I taught you that Skill, digital skill is like an easier route to financial empowerment than business. And I explain why I personally believe it's a better route, especially for this demographic, especially for you as a young person listening to me right now. I told you that it is cheaper, it is easier, it is less risky, and it doesn't require so much capital, right? You have a phone, which means that you already have what you need to start, right? I used to say that if that is all you have, then that is all you need to start. But then understand that it is one thing to start doing, it is another thing to keep doing. And as somebody that has been really invested in the empowerment of young persons for years now, one thing I've realized is that a lot of young persons start doing. We started tonight's session, and I want you to really, really pay attention. A lot of young people do not have issues starting. There are many young persons from FSVE 1.0 in 2024 that we sponsored. Like we sponsor, they were together. We were together for like 30 days, 30 days of teachings. They were hearing things that are similar to these things I've been teaching you. So they've been learning. They've been learning a lot, right? Or they learned a lot. And then even after the 30 days, we still go on, pick some of them, and we sponsor their skill acquisition. But now in 2026, there are some of them that have stopped. There are some of them that stopped just few months after that journey. And the reason is because you would realize that these same people initially they were eager to start, they were happy to start, like they were gingered. But then gradually, it's almost like they lost that passion, they lost that interest, they lost, probably because they felt like it was going to be easy, or they felt like, okay, I just want to make money, I just want to make money. Is it not just to make money? Yes. Like, why is the money not coming? And that is to help you understand that it is easy. It is one thing to start doing, it is another thing to start to keep doing. In 2021 I started design, and the only reason why I have the kind of results I have right now, the only reason why I have this level of results that I have right now is because I kept doing. I didn't stop even when it was hard. Okay, I think I would be able to share my slide now. Sorry, give me a second. Mm, mm. If this thing works, it's going to be the best. We would be able to like manage our time. Mm. Sorry, just give me a second. Okay, before Ooh. Mm. All right, I think I would be able to share my slide now. By the way, if you haven't, just share the link and just copy the link and share on your WhatsApp status in case you joined us late. Let's get as many young people to join us. Let's try and reach as many persons. While I'm trying to share that, just copy the link and share. 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 Mm. All right, it's uploading already. Copy the link and share. Great. Once you copy the link and share, just click done. Just click done. Once you copy the link and share your WhatsApp status, just click done. Live on Instagram. FSVE 2.0 day 3 day 4. All right. All right. All right. Our slide is here. Finally. 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 So now we can fly. I can present without slide, but then I do not want. There are a couple of things I need to share with you that you would only see from the slide. Great one. Why most people quit quit before they win. Meeting is key. Blah blah blah. Welcome to FSVE Day 4, and I already did recap. So yes, I'm here. So I said that understand that it is not great. Understand that it's one thing to start doing, it's another thing to keep doing. And I'm telling you this because I want, again, like I said, we are taking like a short break. A short break from what tomorrow is going to get intense, but this is like the middle of the project, right? So 3 days are gone already. We have 3 days to go. This is like the middle, and the remaining days is going to be really, really packed. But there's something I need to remind you of before we continue. It's important we talk about this because this journey of financial empowerment is a long journey. And if you do not understand this, you are going to eventually be part of those young people that would be very frustrated and they would quit just before they win. I was speaking to you guys yesterday, and I said that personally, I have been designing for 5 years now, but it wasn't until last year, the fourth year, that I got my big break from design. Yes, that was when I got a really solid client. You are not financially just because you make money, right? I'm telling you that if all I did was to start, if all I did was just to start my journey of financial empowerment, I would never, if I did not keep on, if I did not remain consistent at what I was doing, at consistently showing up, consistently serving my clients, consistently building visibility, consistently building authority, consistently selling my skill. If I never continue, I would not be here speaking to you right now. So there's not just enough to start. And I'm saying this because there are many of you that need to hear this. Just like I said, that there are many persons from FSVE 1.0 that even stay through to the point of being selected as beneficiaries that we supported with our money, we sponsored their skill acquisition. There are many of them that they did not continue. And even though they already had the skill that could have financially empowered them, they do not still eventually become financially empowered simply because they did not continue. They did not keep doing. Remember that it starts from being to doing. But then it doesn't just stop at when you start doing. The result you are looking for is in your ability to keep doing. The money you are looking for, yes, the money you are looking for is in your ability to keep doing. You are not financially empowered just because you made money. I told you guys this already. You are financially empowered when you've created a system to consistently, sustainably, and predictably make money. Consistency and sustainability are major factors that need to be involved in your money making journey for it to be financial empowerment, both for you as a person, sustainability of the work you keep putting in, consistency of the work you keep putting in, right? Consistency in putting in the work, consistency in designing, consistency in writing, consistency in showing up, consistency in putting yourself out there for opportunities, right? Also, consistency of the inflow of the money. So it is not just consistency in your ability to work or your ability to put in the effort, but also consistency in the feedback, which in this context is money making. So there needs to be consistency and sustainability for there to be financial empowerment. Look at this alert. Look at this. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. In case if you are watching me from Instagram, then I would employ you to come to YouTube. Look at this screenshot on your screen. This is $400. Come in. This is $400, and this money came into my account. If you look at this, you see the time. You look at the date rather. The payment should arrive. Watch. The payment should arrive to your US bank account by the end of the day on July 17, 2026. Basically, I got this alert today from a client that I'm working with. And this is $400. I'm a student like you. Today I wrote an exam. Today I went to write exam. And that's why earlier when someone asked me that how was my day, I said my day was very stressful, right? My day was very stressful and all of that because I went to write exams today, and it was stressful basically. But within the midst of that stress, like a student like you, $400 entered my account. I got this alert from a client. You can do the conversion yourself. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because I want you to know, one, that I am not just telling you stories, right? I am not just telling you things that I'm not trying to scratch your ear, basically. In fact, I'm not trying to motivate you, right? I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm trying to show you what is possible. I'm trying to show you that a 21-year-old that is going to be 22 in 3 days' time, like someone that is in your age bracket, literally can get this kind of results. And as much as there are many of you that already know, you are convinced that, okay, Inioluwa knows what he's saying because I've been around the space. He recently just bought, he has been buying stuff and all of that. As much as many of you are convinced, I still need to show you this. This came in today. And the reason why I'm showing you now is because this came in today. So this is recent. I wish the time was here. But the time is not there. Right? But where I'm going is before this guy that now casually, let me put it that way, casually ends this amount, there has been about 4 years of consistently putting in the work. 4 years. 4 years. 4 years of designing almost every week of my life. 4 years of putting myself out on social media, hoping that I will get a job. 4 years of trying out literally every skill, every client acquisition method that you know. 4 years. 4 years of building this brand online. Before this, I'm trying to help you see that this journey is a long journey. And as much as I've been teaching you, okay, this is what you can do, okay, digital skills, blah, 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 I want you to pause and understand exactly what you're about to get into or what you are getting into so that you will understand that this journey is not a get rich quick scheme. I'm training you, I'm teaching you to be financially empowered. Again, the goal is not just that you make money. The goal is that you are able to build a system, build structures around your life that can consistently bring in money, consistently bring in money, consistently, sustainably, and predictably, such that you can build a system that you know that by so date, this money will come in, right? That you are sure that, okay, if I do this and do that, all I need to do is to do this and this money is going to come in. That is financial empowerment. And as a young person, especially within the context of FSVE, you will not be able to achieve this financial empowerment until you build yourself to be valuable. This money is not a money that was dashed. This money was worked for. And the only reason why this money came in today is because I am offering something in return, something in exchange. But I want you to understand that this is a long journey. It's a long journey of consistently giving out value. I am not assuring you that when you start learning a skill, you are going to be earning $400. There was a time I was earning, there was a time this $400 earning was all the amount I was earning in a year from graphic design, from my skill, from my digital skill. There was a time where from my digital skill, this was all the money I was earning in a year combined. From 2022 to 2024, from 2022 September to December 2024, I only earned $300 from Upwork. From within 2 years, I only earned $300. What you are seeing on your screen is 400. I earned like remove $100 from this. That was what I earned from Upwork in 2 years. But from January last year to around this time last year, July last year, I earned over $1,000 from the same Upwork. It took 4 years, 4 years of designing. I want this to register in your mind. And this particular session is as important as every other session that you have been a part of. This is the middle of the project, but I want you to realize what you are getting into, that this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is not whatever thing you think it is. This is not something that will bring in money quickly. You need to build it from scratch. So, and that is why yesterday I was telling you guys something around business of your skill. Right, I was telling you something around business of your skill, which means that there is also the business side to every skill. As much as having a digital skill and just building your business around a digital skill is different from digital product, you would still need to understand that as much as they are different, you still need to understand that you need to handle your skill like a business. And like every business that you would start from scratch and you will build up. If you would ever be able to build something sustainable, if you would ever be able to build a system that can consistently and predictably make you money, it will not happen quickly. It will not happen in 1 month. It will not happen in 6 months. There would need to be a compounding effect. You will not. I'm genuinely trusting, especially with the structures with the things I've been teaching you. You will not have to wait 5 years before you start getting results. You would not have to even wait 3 years, 2 years before you start getting results, because again, there were a lot of things that I had to learn on the way, right? But I'm saying that this will not happen quickly. You would need to start small. I told you guys yesterday that the first money I ever made from graphic design was 1,200 naira in 2021. Gradually, okay, I made another 500 naira. Then in 2021, there was a time I was earning like about 20,000 naira in a month, right? And gradually, 5 years later, we are here. And the future is bright. But I'm telling you that it is a journey. The moment you accept the fact that it's a journey, it makes it easier for you to keep at it and stay at it, because you know that what you are doing is not Yahoo, it's not 419, it's not even Yahoo, even 419. It's not quick. There's a lot of work and timing that goes into. I don't know about it though. I've not done it before. But I'm telling you that the moment you accept it's a journey, it makes it easier for you to understand. This is a mindset shift. It makes it easier for you to be patient, because now you understand that, okay, this thing I'm doing will take time. It will take a lot of work, and I will have to build gradually. The energy it takes to start is not what it takes to last. There are many of you that are here now, you are gingered, you are charged. Like in your mind, you are like, oh, this Ini teaching me. Ini has been teaching me for 3 days. Ini has been teaching me for 3 days. I'm charged. I can see that some of you are engaging. Some of you have been consistently showing up here. I can see that some of you have been consistently showing up here every single day for 3 days, and it's amazing. Many of you are gingered, you are fired up, you are gradually being transformed. But I'm telling you that in about 1 month time, 2 months time from here, the energy, this energy that you have currently, you might not have it again. The energy it takes to start, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to remain on fire. The energy it takes to start is not what it takes to last. The hunger it takes to start is not usually what it takes to last, right? The drive it takes to start is not what it takes to last. The energy that I started with in 2021 is no. I had to like re-energize myself. I had to like eventually be re-energized. If not, I would have stopped. And this $400 would have only been a dream. It's a journey of not only who you are. Remember, we started from there, but it's a journey. If you stop there, your journey, you will not still get the results you want, because that is only the beginning of the journey. A journey of not only what you know. Knowledge is power, but like I always say, the transformational power of knowledge is not in knowledge in itself, it's in its application. It is knowledge engaged. I always say this, I've been saying this for years now, that is the knowledge engaged that transforms. It is not what you know in your head that will transform your life. It is what you do based on what you know. All of these are super important. Who you are is super important. We already laid this foundation. What you know is very important. You can only do what you know, but it is a journey of what you actually do. Because people will only reward you for what you do. So ensure that whatever you are learning, your knowledge needs to be translated to action. I If I'm looking for someone that can design, I am not just looking for someone who has the knowledge of design. I'm looking for someone who has been able to translate that knowledge to action. I'm looking for someone who can translate that knowledge, what he knows. So when I hire you as a designer, I'm not expecting that you come and start telling me that, okay, there's the principle of contrast, there is visual element, there are design principles, there is creativity, there is the equation of design, which is visual element plus design principle plus creativity, blah blah blah. I'm not, that is contrast. All of those things are not things I want to hear. I'm expecting that you give me results, give me the flyer I want. I'm expecting that you already know the how to apply everything you know. So people are not just looking for people that are knowledgeable. I'm telling you that as you are learning all of these things, the end goal, your end goal should be to translate all of this knowledge into action. People will only reward you. People will only reward you for what you do. People will only reward you for what you do. Okay, translate your knowledge to action. Let's continue. 2 things that will help you keep at whatever digital skill you are going for until you start getting results, and even after you start getting results. So yesterday we already discussed, hey, we've started since. So I'm not just starting. Take note of that. Everything I'm saying is part of today's session. 2 things that will help you keep at whatever digital skill you are going. I can sense that some of you are asking that, okay, so how do I continue, right? If I'm sticking with design, how, like, what are the things I need to know that can help me continue, that can help me be consistent and continue? One is stay around environment that harbors possibilities. This is very important, and I want you to pay attention. Stay around environment, stay around people. When I say environment, it is not just physical environment, it is social environment, it is your digital environment. You would need to be very intentional, especially as someone that has a goal. Your goal is not just to know what your digital skill, your goal is that you are able to convert, translate your skill to cash. Your goal is to be financially empowered. For someone whose goal is to be financially empowered, whose goal is to make money from what you do, one thing that will help you keep at it until you start getting results, and even after you start getting results, and this will even help you start getting results. The first thing is stay around environment that harbors possibilities. When I say possibilities, I'm talking about what is possible. Possibility is simple. Possibilities are what is possible. It does something to your hunger, which eventually have ripple effect on your drive. In 2021, and I shared a bit of this story yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Yes. I told you guys that when I started out, I did not have big dreams. To be very honest, unlike some of you here now, you already have big dreams. Some of you here, you are here and then you want to learn digital skill, and in your mind you're like, oh, I want to learn a digital skill that will help me make 1 million naira. For me, then it wasn't. I wasn't even thinking of it because I didn't even think it was possible. I wasn't even thinking. Talk more of okay, thinking that it was possible. I wasn't even thinking. Me, I just wanted to make money. I just wanted to make small money. I came across this guy's post on Facebook. This is the exact post. Look at the dates. You can zoom in from your end. I'm sorry it's not so clear. But then if you can see it, this is 22nd April 2021. This post was made on Facebook by this guy on 22nd April 2021. These two posts. And if you read the post, what he was saying was that he said, yes, I did it. I'm so happy I smashed my goal of hitting my first 6 figures as a smartphone graphic designer without hosting any class. Blah blah blah. Though I didn't want to talk about it till I hit 7 figures. See, you can read it, right? You can screenshot it and read it later. But then there's something I'm trying to pick here. Okay, his date is not here. Okay, he said, hey, listen, look at this. He said, some of my friends that we started with, blah, blah, blah. He said that a time will come. But I remember I once told them that a time will come, I will come out boldly and say I started graphics with 1,000 naira and now I'm a billionaire. He started graphic design with 1,000 naira. And me too, I started with 1,000 naira. So my story was similar. I could see myself in him, and so it was easy for me to see that this is possible. Because again, I saw like someone that was like a reflection of me. And for many of you now, what I am to you is like a reflection of the possibilities that you are trying to make your realities. There are some of you that see me now, and maybe you are 16, right? And then you're like, he started at 16. There is something he's doing to your mind. It's helping you see possibilities. For me, this was what I saw in 2021, and I was like, wow. So there are people that are making 100K from this same skill that I'm doing with the same smartphone, not the same smartphone though, but at least we are using smart. It's not like he's using a laptop. Okay, you are using smartphone, I'm using smartphone. You made 100,000 your first 6 figures from design. That means this thing is possible. It upped my mind. I started thinking big. Again, remember what I told you on the first day, right? From that book I showed you. Think rich. Uh, uh, I need to. I need to get. I don't want to paraphrase it. Think rich to get rich. Yes, that was what he said. Think rich to get rich. And I told you, I quoted from the scripture. I said the Bible said, as a man thinketh, all of the things that inform your thinking aside your mindset is also what you expose yourself to, your exposure to possibilities. Every single screenshot. Now, one thing you need to also understand is that aside from this is post that I saw, right? Aside from this is post I saw, one thing this post did for me is that it made me go closer to him, right? I wanted to connect with him. I wanted to stay around him. I wanted to be connected to him. I wanted to have access to his WhatsApp status. I wanted to be close to him. I wanted to learn from him, right? Because now I saw that, okay, this is possibility. I'm teaching you things that you need to know that can help you get results and that can consistently help you maintain your drive. right? Two things that, why is this thing misbehaving? Two, two things that will help you keep at whatever digital skill you are doing until you get results. It will even help you get results, and it will, even after you get results, it will help you to keep going. And I've said one is exposing yourself to possibilities, staying around possibilities, and that was what I did. Again, everything I'm sharing with you, every single thing I've been sharing with you since this event started are things that I have personally learned from my experience. I have observed that this is what differentiates people that are financially empowered and people that are not financially empowered. And I have watched myself get results based off this knowledge. I have watched myself get results from this knowledge. Stay around possibilities. I was able to connect with him, and then I would review his WhatsApp status, and this guy will be posting screenshots of alert 68k, 67k, 57k, 100k, 90 something k. Like he was always posting this screenshot on his status. These things were doing something to my mind. It was helping me see that, this thing is possible. There are some of you that you might you might be jealous, you might feeling jealous that who does he even think he is? And I eventually knew at the time that he was 19 years old. So that even further gingered me. I was like, if this guy can do it at 19, I can do it at 16. If this guy can do it at 19, I can get this result at 17. These were the things I was telling myself, right? So every of those screenshots he was posting, every of those alerts, you will say, okay, this client paid him again, this that client paid him again. Every of those screenshots of alerts he posted were doing something to my mind. What someone would have seen as show off, I saw as possibilities. There was probably somebody that was around his WhatsApp status that like, who is even this guy? Who does he think he is? He's always showing off. He's always posting his alerts. He's always posting. Why can't you keep it to yourself? Why must you post it? Maybe somebody was feeling oppressed. Somebody might have been feeling oppressed. Somebody might have been feeling oppressed. Somebody might have been feeling discouraged. Who does he think he is? Just because this and that. What someone would have seen as pride, I used as fuel. So there's somebody that would have been like, this guy is too proud. He's always posting screenshot. He's always posting a lot. I never for once, it never for once came to my mind that this guy is pride. What I was seeing was like my dream. I was seeing somebody living my dream. In fact, it was these possibilities, these things he was posting that was helping me dream. I was like, so it's possible to make this kind of money from design. I remember then that I would enter my best friend's DM. I'll be like, see, this guy just made 68k from design again. My best friend is David, right? So if he's on this live session now, he would remember what I'm telling you. He knows this guy, would remember this guy because we both learned from him eventually, which is something that you would eventually learn. I learned from him because I'm like, this guy embodies the possibilities that I want to be my realities. See the alert is posting, and then those were like big money to me. They were a lot of money. They are like what one. They are like a lot of money. Let me stop there. They were like a lot of money because I've never earned as much as 20,000 naira from design then. I'd never earned as much as 10,000 naira from design then. So these were like mind-blowing amounts to me. So I used it at 4 to push me. I used it to form my hunger, to form my drive. Those were not my realities at the time. My reality was even far from its realities. But I needed to see those possibilities. I needed to see its realities, and I was seeing them as possibilities. These things are possible. So this thing is possible. I needed them to form my hunger, which in turn eventually formed my drive. Until you see it as a possibility, you might never undo it in reality. This is a punchline. This is a punchline, rather. A punchline. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Until you see it as a possibility, you might never undo it in reality. See, how far you go, how far you can go depends a lot on what you see, the possibilities you see. It was on the first day that I was telling you that even the scriptures is consistent with this thing. God, Abraham and his wife was barren. his wife was barren. They had no son. For even Sarah, Abraham's wife, had already passed menopause, which means that biologically this woman can never give birth to a child again, right? Because she was already past menopause. Can you imagine how hopeless that situation is? But then God wanted to do something, right? God wanted to do something to his mind. God wanted to give him that result, but the first thing God would do is that he will call him out in the night and say, look at the stars and count them. God wanted to bless him, but he wanted him to first see possibilities that, look, this thing I'm telling you is possible. First count the stars, see if you can count the stars. And God wanted to expose his mind to possibilities. God wanted him to be able to see it. How far you can go, the level of results you would get, the level of results the level of heights you will attain many times is dependent on how far you can see. Depends a lot on what you see, the possibilities you see. The same scriptures. I'm a Christian, so I'm drawing the principles of wealth. The principles of wealth are littered around the scriptures. God had promised Moses and the Israelites that they were going to get to the promised land. Now, God had promised them that there is a land I want to show you, is the promised land. He described it as a land flowing with milk and honey. That was the description that I want to take you away. I want to take you from Egypt, the land of suffering, the land of pain, and I want to lead you to the promised land. They got to a point. Moses led these guys to a point, and he sent them. He sent every tribe. He sent men from every tribe, like almost like representatives from the old 12 tribes of Judah. The old 12 tribes of Judah, he sent representatives, and he told them to go to the promised land. He said they should go and see. He said he sent every of them to go there, and they should go and see what is there. Go there and come and give us a report of what you see. I know this is not a Bible study, but I'm going somewhere. So just stay with me. Stay with me. Day with me. Day with me. Day with me. Right? He sent every representative from every tribe to go to the Canaan land and go and spy them. Okay, go and see what exactly is there and come and give us reports. And then everyone came. When they came back, they said what they saw. One said, a particular set, majority of them, they came and they said, we saw men. They were like Goliath. They are very strong. They will beat us. They will beat us. They will kill us. They will use us as this and that. We can't overpower them. Let's just stop here. Let's not bother going. But then there were two people, I think that's Caleb and Joshua. Two people came back and say, we saw milk. We saw these people. We can beat them. We saw amazing things there. We saw flowers. We saw that their plants were this and that. We saw that they had like a lot of fruits. They were saying things that they saw. They were not telling lies, right? They were saying things that they saw. And eventually, based on what they saw, they were able to get there because they saw something. And so based on those possibilities that they saw, they were the only one. I mean, those people that actually saw the good part were the only one that got to the promised land. Those two guys, Joshua and Caleb. I'm saying that how the kind of result you get is dependent on what you see. That's what I'm telling you. That many times the possibilities that you expose yourself to, they have a ripple effect on the kind of result that you get. So Joshua and Caleb, they saw a land that they could take. And so God gave them that land because they saw a land that they could take. They saw a land that had everything that they needed. They said, let's go up. We can beat these guys. We can take over this land. There are amazing things on this land. And based on what they saw, they were able to get the kind of result. They were able to get there. Those were the only two guys that got there. But that's from the scriptures. I'm trying to help you see that your sight many times determine what would get to your hand. How far you can go depends a lot on what you see. You don't need to get all the clarity about where you are going. Because there are many of you now that are thinking, okay, I need to get all the clarity. Okay. If I start doing this now, how sure am I? How sure am I that in the next 1 year I'll still be designing? Or how sure am I that in the next 1 year, like I would be very good in design, blah blah blah. You don't need all the clarity about where you are going. Just get clarity about how to start the journey, which I'm giving you already, and surround yourself with people that embody the realities you desire. Find your way into such environment. See, if you will have to pay. If you will have to, I want to say if you have to beg. But to be honest, if you have to beg, I mean, I will not advise you to beg, Sha. I feel like there's a way you can package your value in such a way that you get access to such rooms. But if you will have to pay. I told you guys that recently I paid 200,000 naira. I could have attached the receipt, but I paid 200,000 naira to register for a mentorship program. Is it because I don't have what to do that? I'm not that rich. 200,000 naira is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to me. So it's not like, okay, 20,000 naira is you are very rich. Hey, I'm not rich. 20,000 naira is a lot of money, but I paid it because I understand that the quality of people in these rooms, the quality of exposure I will get in this room can launch me into the next phase that I want, can help me get those global opportunities that I want, can give me access to the possibilities that somebody has been able to get, can give me access to what is possible, can put me in a room of people that have embodied certain possibilities that I would love to be my reality. It's giving me access to people that on a normal day I would not have access to. It's giving me access to the experiences of someone that on a normal day I would not have access to. I paid to get to that room. If you will have to pay to have access to such environment that will consistently expose you to possibilities, pay. Just ensure that you surround yourself with such environment. It has ripple effect on your growth. We want to make money, but I can say without iota of doubt that the reason why I'm here, a major reason why I have grown to this level I've grown to, is because I stay around people that carry several possibilities, and I stay around them long enough. I don't just stay around there looking. I observe. I'm observant. What are these people doing that I'm not doing? What can I learn from these persons? We are going to eventually get to that second one, right? The second point. Soon you will begin to see the possibilities which fuels the hunger to keep going on the journey, and soon you work in those realities. The second one is knowledge. I'm talking about two things that will help you keep going until you start getting the results, those financial results that you want to get from your digital skills, and even after you get them, knowledge. Carry the mindset of a student. Even about your digital skill, never stop learning. Never stop learning. Keep learning. Maintain the art of a learner, right? Austin Kleon in his book, Show Your Work. Don't worry, tonight won't take time. I won't take much time. Austin Kleon, in his book Show Your Work, puts it in a beautiful way. He said, don't be an expert. Don't be an expert. Don't rush. I know there are some of you that you want to, in your mind, you're like, okay, let me quickly learn this skill so that I'll be an expert. Fine. But he's saying that in your mind, not be an expert or be an expert, but he's saying that structure your mindset, work on your mindset, work on your mind in such a way that you are not an expert in your mind. Be an amateur. And why he said that is because experts don't grow. Because you think you have peaked. You think you've gotten to that level where, okay, you are now the alpha and omega. I can now do this, I can now do that. There's nothing I can't do. There's no effect I can't create. There's nothing I can't write about. He said, don't be such a person, especially in your mind. He said, be an amateur. Amateurs are always striving to grow. Amateurs are always trying to embrace opportunities that, okay, how can I grow? what opportunity should I plug myself in? What can I learn again to even improve myself? What else can I learn to improve my skill? What is the new thing? Oh, AI is now everywhere. Okay, how can I learn to and how can I learn to integrate AI into my workflow such that the quality of my work would increase, and such that I would be able to serve my clients better, such that I would be able to be more productive, such that I will be able to do more in less time based on the knowledge I already have from my skill. How can I integrate AI to my workflow such that I will be able to get more results? I'll be able to serve my client better. Everyone is thinking AI has come to take my job. AI and this. Someone that has the mind of an amateur that is always willing to learn is thinking, okay, AI is the new thing. How can I evolve? How can I evolve with the time? So, okay, skills are now evolving. It is not just about what you can do now, it's about what you can do differently. It's about how you can maximize AI into your workflow such that you are able to produce better results than somebody that is fighting AI. That is how amateurs think. They are thinking, how can I grow? Okay, what can I learn? What is the new thing? How can I get better at my skill? Just because they are earning $1,000, they are not like, okay, I'm good. I'm now fine. I don't need to like put in that effort again. They are always, always constantly looking for opportunities to learn, grow in their knowledge, and they are not just accumulating knowledge. You see them eager to engage that knowledge. They are learning to do. They are learning to do. So they don't just know and keep. They don't just know and talk about it. They don't just know so that they will feel less guilty that they are not learning the new trending thing. They are learning, they are doing. They are learning, as they are learning about AI, they are integrating into their workflow. They are trying different things. They are curious. Okay, if I do this and do that, okay, I'm a writer. If I learn, okay, if I observe how AI can actually help me improve my writing skills, or how AI can help me produce better writings for my clients. Okay, AI can help me correct my grammar. Okay, AI can do this and do that. I am a graphic designer. While every other designer is thinking, they are scared. Hey, AI has come. A smart designer, a wise designer, someone that wants to constantly be relevant, someone that wants to constantly grow, someone that wants to constantly get better at their skill so that they will be able to serve clients, so that they will be relevant in the market, so that their market value will not reduce. The person is thinking, okay, now that there's AI, how can I engage AI to get better at my skill? Okay, with AI, I can learn about, I can get ideas about the different layout I can use for my design. Okay, with AI, I can understand the current trends without having to do and spend hours on research. Okay, with AI, I can learn that if I do this and do that, they are thinking. Okay, with AI, I can be able to do the market research for my client's brand identity project better. Okay, the difference between people that are financially empowered and many persons that are not, many times is in their arts. One, maintain the arts of a learner, especially one that will be very relevant, because again, people are losing their job, right? So the person, someone that thought he was financially empowered yesterday has lost his job. Oh. Now he has the skill, which means that he's still financially empowered, but the money is not coming consistently again, right? And many times, as he's losing his job, he has the skill so he can still get another job, right? I'm trying to tell you that people are also losing their job, which means that you would need to constantly stay relevant. Maintain the mindset of an amateur when it comes to learning. Maintain the art of a learner. Now, I think I should say this as a disclaimer again. I'm not saying that be an amateur. Don't be an amateur at your skill. Be an expert, but maintain the art of a learner. Maintain the art of someone that constantly believes that there is still more to learn, there is still more to know, there is still more to do, there is always room for improvement. How far you go sometimes is dependent on the depth of what you see. We discussed this earlier. Three integral and universal business concepts you need to pay attention to. This is where we wrap up for tonight. Three Now, remember that yesterday we discussed three things. We discussed that the the reason why many persons are skilled and very broke, they are very skilled and very broke many times is because they do not understand the business of their skill. So I'm now telling you that there are three integral and universal business concepts, business principles you need to pay attention to for you to be relevant, for you to actually be able to make money from your skill. One is branding, two is positioning, three is marketing. But one is branding, two is positioning, three is marketing. Quick one here. These things are very broad concept in themselves. They are very broad, but God will help me. I want to summarize it. This is 9/11. Hmm. Okay. I will just scratch their surface now, and then we wrap up for tonight. Then when I come back on Sunday, uh we would pick it up from there before I wrap up on Sunday, right? Though the people that are coming tomorrow and next tomorrow, they would undo a lot on branding. The reason why I'm bringing somebody that knows a lot about LinkedIn is because of branding, right? She's going to teach you branding. Also, she's going to touch on positioning. And whew, God help us, help us. Okay. Let's touch on branding quickly. I don't have that in my slide, right? But hmm. Okay, quick one here. I don't have this in my slide, so you need to pay attention, right? Hmm. So there are two types of branding. There's personal branding and there's business branding. Listen to me, pay attention. There is personal branding and then there is business branding. Personal branding applies to you. Personal is from the word person, right? Person. So personal branding applies to individuals, while business branding applies to businesses, right? Corporate organizations and all of that. So branding implies, listen, mm, what is the difference between business branding and personal branding, right? Or branding, right? When we talk about branding, we are talking about it implies to companies, to products or services. Why personal branding focuses on the professional image of an individual, right? Time is a burden. Okay, let me try and summarize branding. I cannot begin to go in details on branding because I don't want us to take much time tonight. But mm, what is a personal brand? Let's start from there. A personal brand, because when we talk about personal branding and business branding, I already told you guys that business branding applies to corporate organization, businesses, and all of that. But when we talk about personal branding, it applies to you. So within the context of FSVE, we are talking about personal branding, right? Because you are not a corporate organization, you are not a business organization, you are a person, literally, and especially as it relates to client acquisition. Remember, we are talking about business principles, and we are talking about these business principles in connection to your skills. So, as far as you are concerned, as far as your digital skills concerned, what the type of branding that we are concerned with is personal branding. Now, this is something that the guest coming tomorrow is going to touch on very well, right? Is going to touch on in details because she's going to talk about how you can leverage LinkedIn to build your personal brand and position for clients and money and cash from LinkedIn, blah blah blah. She'll be here because LinkedIn is like the best platform. I say this arguably that LinkedIn is like the best platform to build your personal brand, literally. So a personal brand, after I've established already that we are dealing with personal brand, so a personal brand is in many ways similar to a corporate brand, and it is who you are. Listen, personal brand is who you are. It connects back to being, right? Being in who you are that we discussed, though. Because one thing you need to understand is whether you like it or not, you already have a personal brand. Just keep that at the back of your mind. The way you are right now, you already have a personal brand because there are people that already have opinions about you based on what you do. There are people that already have certain perceptions about you based on what you do. And that is because of, again, what you do. And so your personal brand is about who you are. So you already have a personal brand, whether you like it or yes. So a personal brand is who you are, what you stand for, the values you embrace. Are you seeing that these things connect back to being? Yes. The values you embrace, the way, okay, the way in which you express those values, just as a company's brand helps to communicate its value, right? Just as branding, when we talk about company branding now or business branding or the other type of branding now, it helps to communicate the value to customers and stand out for competition. Just like that, a personal brand also does the same, right? It helps to communicate your unique identity. It helps to communicate who you are. It helps to communicate your values. It helps to communicate your principles, right? And clear value to potential employers or clients. Gresh summarizes it as personal branding is one story. So what I'm doing now, there are many of you now that if I ask you that who is Iniski, if I ask you that okay, who is Inilu Amobolonduro, you can say okay, Inilu Amobolonduro is a person that is invested in the youth empowerment. That is my personal brand. The reason why you can say that about me is because of my personal branding. Is because that is what I've been putting out, and that has influenced your perception of me, your perception of what I do, your perception of who you are, who I am, rather, right? It has influenced your perception of the quality of work that I do. Personal branding. Personal branding is a very broad subject, and this is again something that um our client, our client, our speaker, our first speaker that will be coming tomorrow. This is something that she's going to deal with extensively. But mm, but if you get your personal branding right, it's going to make it easier for you to sell your skill. Listen, in 2021, because again, everything I'm sharing with you are things that I've gotten results from. In 2021, I made a post. I wish I added that screenshot. Um, assuming I added it to my slide, you would have seen the screenshot, right? So in 2021, on my birthday, this was July 19, 2021, I got a DM, right? I got a DM from a client, from a Nigerian in the UK, right? It was in the UK. And I made a post. Then I had 400 followers on LinkedIn. I had just 400 followers on LinkedIn. And I made a post talking about, okay, I just turned 18. Yes, that was the year I turned 18. So I just turned 18. Sorry, it wasn't 2021, it was 2022. Sorry, this was 2022, right? I turned 17 in 2021, I turned 18 in 2022. So this was 2022. And I made a post and I said I turned 18, blah, blah, blah. Then towards the end of that post, I now said, I am the creative magician and I help create magic for brands and businesses. Now, I got a DM from this guy, from this man that was in the UK, and he reached out to me And it was like, I Inulua, I saw your post and everything. Then it was not like saying that your creative magic, basically. She said what he was trying to say was that it's the fact that I called myself the creative magician attracted him. I still have the screenshot. The fact that I called myself the creative magician attracted him, and that he has multiple businesses that he's trying to work on, and he's trying to see if we can work together. This was on my birthday, and I think this was the first proper job I got, right? He wanted to build a startup, and then eventually I worked with this brand for like 6 months, right? I would eventually work with this brand, and I learned so much, right? The pay wasn't much, right, but it was reasonable for me at the time, very reasonable for me at the time. And yeah, but what I want to bring up from there is that he categorically said it, that the fact that I called myself the creative magician was what attracted him. The creative magician influenced his perception about me. The fact that I said that I'm the creative magician and I will create magic for your brand, for your business, that thing attracted him because it influenced his perception about my work. See, whatever you call yourself is what people will call you. And one thing you'd eventually learn is that how you put out your work, right? How you put out your work, what you call yourself influences how people perceive you. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily you need to call yourself you need to call yourself um unique names, right? Maybe like the creative magician, or you need to call yourself the creative blah blah blah, or you need to call yourself one unique name. But then it did it for me. Personal branding is beyond the name. Branding generally is beyond just calling yourself something, is beyond just calling yourself a name, right? But personal branding is how you, it's like packaging. Yes, somebody used the word, was it like 2 days ago? It's like packaging. It's like the way you package yourself. Just like corporate organizations package themselves, you see them, um, have their own identities. If I show yellow like this now, if I don't have yellow color, yeah. But if I show you color yellow now, and I ask you that, okay, what brand does this color connect with? Or what brand does this color remind you of? Many of you will say MTN, right? Many of you will say MTN, and that's because of their branding. Basically, the way they put themselves out, and they've been consistent with it long enough for it to register in your brain, right? If I tell you everywhere you go, the first thing that will come to your mind again is MTN. That is branding, because they've repeated that line multiple times in such a way that you can connect it, right? If you see it anywhere, you connect it to MTN, right? Someone should give me another popular thing that you can connect to people. This is packaging, this is branding, and this is something that businesses know, and they leverage it again and again. They leverage it all the time to get your attention, which means that if you understand this and you engage it, right, and you engage it in what you do, it means that you would also be able to constantly put yourself in the mind of your potential clients. Just do it. Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, David. If I tell you just do it, just do it. Just do it. It's Nike, right? Comes to mind. All of these things are branding. It is brands branding themselves, literally, right? Cowbell, our milk, right? All of these things are branding. They are branding themselves. So it is not name. It is not just name, right? I'm trying to help you see that it's not just name. It is branding. It is packaging. And one thing you need to understand when it comes to branding is there needs to be repetition, right? There needs to be repetition. You have to keep doing. Okay. For example, now I keep saying the future is bright, the future is bright, the future is bright, the future is bright. the future is bright. It's registering in you people's mind. If you go on if I how do I put this? If somebody tells you, yes, let's say tomorrow now you're discussing with somebody and the person said that, okay, oh, the future is bright, most likely I will come to your mind because there is one guy that has been consistently posting the future is bright. There was a time I used to constantly post, if I can build me, I can build anything. And there are many of my audience now that are so registered in their head that they can never forget that. Simply because if they hear, okay, if I can build me, I can build anything, they will remember me. For example, now my WhatsApp space, if you have been around my WhatsApp space, you realize that I use the color purple a lot. Hey, time oh. I use the color purple a lot on my WhatsApp space. Like literally, that's almost like the only thing I use. And one thing I'm so sure of is that there are times this personally have experienced this before, and there are many persons that have told me that they've experienced it where somebody make a post on their status and they use the color purple and they thought it was me because I have used it long enough that it now registers in your mind. It is called branding. So branding is your tool of influencing people's perception about you, about what you do. It is very important, but branding alone is not enough to help you make money from your skill. Right? I used to say something that branding will attract clients to you, but it is your positioning that will, it is your competence. Yes. It is your competence that will make them stay. We need to stop here for today. I'm going to pick it up from here in my next session, right? The speaker we have tomorrow is going to talk a lot. He's also going to touch a lot on this, right? Because I don't want us to take too much time. We took a lot of time yesterday, and I do not want that to happen again. But I want you to understand that when it comes to, again, I've shared many things tonight, right? I've shared many things tonight, and I've told you that if you are going to ever be able to get results from your skill, you would need to be patient because it takes time, right? It takes time to start getting results. And if you do not get anything from this session, get that from get don't forget that basically. If you are going to forget, I mean, you should not forget anything from this session, Sha. But even if you are going to forget anything, do not forget that this thing takes time. And I want you to shape your mindset. I want you to shape your mind. I want you to influence your approach so that you will know this will be like a consolation for you that this journey you are embarking on is a long journey. It doesn't mean you can't get results early, but the kind of results that can change your life are results that will take time because it takes time to build anything sustainable. It takes time to build anything sustainable, anything that would be able to, and remember, financial empowerment, we say consistently, predictably, and sustainably. It would take time to get to that point, right? Even though you are financially empowered, remember I told you that you can be financially empowered. Money is a byproduct of financial empowerment, which means that money in itself is not is not primarily financial empowerment, right? I may not have any money in my account like this, and I am financially empowered. Somebody might have 1 million in his account and he's not financially empowered. Probably because I do not have anything in my account, but I know how to make money, right? Probably because, okay, last year, for example, now I was broke, I got into debt. I was still financially empowered. I was broke, I was in debt, but it took just one opportunity for my life to change totally, right? So, but the only reason why I was able to recognize the opportunity, I was able to attract the opportunity, and I was able to maximize the opportunity was because I was already financially empowered. Again, financial empowerment is not primarily about, it's not always about, okay, what you have. right? It's about how it's about first about what you are and then what you can do. Being, doing, being, doing. Thank you so much for making it to tonight. It's been an amazing time with you guys. And tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow. Um, if I will observe, right, if our guest touch on branding, I believe that they are going to do justice to it. And then next tomorrow, we'll talk about money again, but from the lens of another person, another amazing speaker, right? So, again, before you leave this session, copy the link and share it on your WhatsApp status so that people that miss it can come and learn. Right? Very, very important. Do not miss tomorrow's session. You will have a guest speaker. I will be here myself, and I look forward to learning so much from Blossom Mafia. She grew from about zero, from scratch, literally, to over 100,000 followers on LinkedIn in less than 2 years. In less than 2 years, she was able to get that crazy result. She was able to build an agency, right? All of these things because she started on LinkedIn, and I'm personally pumped. Looking forward to our session. Do not miss it. I'm going to see you tomorrow.